Good morning. This is the Great Basin prescribed weather briefing for Friday, January 31st. Looking at current activity, see a lot of projects across central areas of the Great Basin outlined in the purple, and a few small fire starts indicated in the small red. Not unusual, especially during some dormant times during the winter season. It's been dry the past 7 days. See precipitation on the left and a percent of normal on the right, driest in just about all areas. Our 100-hour fuels reflect the most of the dryness in the central and southern areas where precip has been most scant so far this winter. Also drying out across parts of the Snake River Plain. So in a lot of these areas, fuels are dry enough to burn for burn projects. Sometimes they can be too moist if they're in the dark green. Looking at our overall western snowpack, most areas across the west are somewhat below normal, especially as you head into the southern half of Utah, mountains of southern Nevada, down into the Arizona Strip, well below normal and more exposed ground, something we're going to have to watch as we get into the early part of the upcoming fire season. But we got some big changes, a big storm system approaching. I see this low up and off the British Columbia coast, vast amounts of moisture pushing into Idaho and Nevada, and into western Wyoming and northern Utah by the end of today, but still dry in the south and eastern areas. It's been the biggest blob of moisture we've seen in many, many weeks. You can see the ventilation index on the right, pretty good where you see the white and the yellow areas. You see the winds picking up generally out of the southwest and see some of those transport wind speeds excess of 25 or 30 miles an hour in many areas. Vertical mixing looking pretty good as well, several thousand feet above ground level in most areas except for some isolated basins. Strong cold front, you can almost pick out the line here. Some drier air pushing into the Idaho mountains, but a lot of moisture with moderate to locally heavy precip across many central and even some southern areas. As we get into Saturday, the ventilation improves a lot as normally you get with the storms because of the increasing transport winds and the improving mixing heights. Precip could play a role in reducing good burning conditions if it's raining on your burn. On Sunday, the precip cloud shield and moisture in the green lifts a bit further northwards. We start drying out temporarily in the south. You can see the ventilation index on the right. Missing the mixing heights here, but the transport wind's still quite strong overall across many areas. Mixing heights are pretty good, several thousand feet above ground level. You can see here day 1 to day 3 precipitation. The southern third of the Great Basin does get shut out, which could be good for continuing some burn projects, but moderate to locally heavy precipitation, and in some cases 2-3 feet of snow in the Tetons, perhaps the northern Wasatch and the Idaho and northern Nevada mountains. Snow levels will be creeping up in Utah and Nevada, but still staying below 6,000 feet in the north. As we go into Monday, some drier and warmer air pushes up from the south as cloud shield and precip pushes further north and west. Still good overall ventilation through the period, but then the cloud shield sinks back southwards as this very slow-moving low-pressure area continues to influence our weather as we go through Wednesday and Thursday. Still some lingering moisture through here, so overall ventilation remains pretty good in most areas. Precipitation days 4 and 5, days 6 and 7. This takes us through next Thursday to next Saturday. And the overall 7-day precip totals indicated here, some welcome precipitation in addition to snowpack, especially where you see the purple and red areas. The 8 to 14, the outlook continues to show cooler than normal conditions and wetter than normal for just about the entire Great Basin, so that is some good news. This concludes our prescribed fire and smoke briefing. We continue these on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays through the late winter and spring period. Have a great day.